Hey guys, welcome back. Right off the bat, forgive me, I got a huge head cold. I probably sound crappy. But yeah, it's all good because I feel crappy too. It's kind of a matching set, I guess. But yeah, it's double money in RP on the auto shop robbery contracts this week, which means if you're a money grinder or you just want to make some easy money, grinding these contracts should be a top priority. However, as a result of Rockstar's never-ending quest to try and fix this terribly broken game, we now, in 2024, have some new glitches, an important patch, and of course some cool little tips and tricks as a result. Now obviously I'm going to go over all of these in this video, but I do want to stress that I'll only be covering the Union Depository contract and the Superdollar Deal contract. Why, you ask? Well, as I've said in previous videos, these two contracts pay out the most, they're both incredibly easy, and you can simply flip-flop back to back to ensure you're making the most money per hour. Alright, first up is the Union Depository contract and the weird glitch that still hasn't been patched. It's not a negative, in fact it's actually a positive glitch, as it'll save you about 5 or 10 seconds. Yeah, I know, it's not a lot, but hey, every little bit helps, right? So before I get to this, you always want to make sure to place a waypoint on the police station that has the helicopter. This will be your getaway vehicle once you finish at the depository. I do this because with all the gunfire going on, it's sometimes a little helpful if you get turned around or just forget which way you're going when you escape. Okay, so here's the glitch. As soon as you arrive with your stolen SUV, instead of heading through the doorway towards the guard you have to show your ID to, you can simply head to the far corner as I'm doing here. Apparently, your position is close enough to that guard that the computer thinks you're inside. Now, the view will be all glitchy when this happens, but simply change your view to first person and it'll fix it. All you need to do is just walk to the elevator, swipe your card, and then when you get to the basement, you can change back to your normal view again. So yeah, like I said, it's not going to draw minutes off of this mission, but it will save about 5 or 10 seconds, and in the end, it's probably worth it. Okay, now for the big patch. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that there was well, let's just say a workaround when you were faced with the onslaught of SWAT and cops at the end. You simply needed to head to the snack menu, drink a copious amount of beer, pass out, and then respawn away from all the gunfire. Well, no more. Rockstar has patched this, and as you're seeing here, you will not pass out. You'll simply become incredibly drunk and make the already taxing getaway that much more painful. But don't stress, you can still complete this step relatively easy, and truth be told, other than expending a little more in the way of snacks, which are basically free in the game now anyway, the time it did take to drink all that pisswasser is basically the same now as fighting your way out. So yeah, I think in the end it's a wash and not really that big of an impact. If you're still struggling, just follow my lead here. You can take out the first two cops at the beginning without receiving any fire, and then just position yourself against the doorway. From here, you can headshot all the remaining SWAT and cops, but sometimes it's a little difficult positioning yourself right next to the doorway edge. If this happens, you can simply blow up the cop car, as I'm doing here, and then just walk out to take out the remaining NPCs. When clear, just make your way to the nearest entrance. You do want to stay alert because there may be some stray cops entering from the other entrance, but if you pick up your pace and don't spend a lot of time in this area, you should be fine. It's only when you hang around for too long that I notice cops entering from the other entrance. Next, just take out the cops around the squad car and then run towards it quickly, but then retreat back to your earlier position. Doing this spawns the remaining SWAT team. Once you've disposed of them, just jump the cop car and then head to the police station that you created the waypoint before we started. Oh my goodness. Wow. Alright, next up is the Superdollar Deal contract, and this one is insanely easy. I have a video which I'll link in the description below where I walk through the entire setups and finale. However, since I released that video, I received many comments on easier ways to perform the setups from viewers like you. One of them was very helpful, which I'll get to here in a moment, but the other, not so much. So the first setup has you heading to Fort Zancudo to install the tracker on the trailer. There are always two locations for the trailer to spawn, outside in the open and inside one of the hangars. If the trailer is out in the open, you can easily navigate to and from the trailer without getting caught. You can see this in the video that I'm linking. If the location was in the hangar, my previous recommendation was to go in guns a-blazing. But thanks to a viewer, you can also do this one completely stealth without getting caught. The only caveat is that you'll need to use the Mark II. Once you take the picture and send to Sasanta, simply head back out, jump on your Mark II, and here's the key, make sure to turn the homing missiles off. I believe on the PS5 this is the square button, but you want to do this because if you do not, you're going to trigger the NPCs below and then you will have the guns blazing method. But all you need to do from here is just fly up high and enter the building. The key here is simply flying above all the enemies below. Pretty cool, huh? Just head to the back of the building and then land. There's no NPCs patrolling this area. And then just wait for the coast to be clear and then head to the trailer to attach the tracker. When done, head back to your Mark II, and again, you have to make sure to turn off the homing missiles because they always, for some reason, get reset. And then just fly up high like you did before, and then out the building. Boom. Stealth mode achieved. Okay, so as I mentioned, I received many tips on completing the second of the setups, which is the virus software setup. What I always did was just locate the hacker dude and then just follow him back to his house and then steal the code. Many of you out there, though, told me that it's quicker just to kill the dude as soon as you see him. If you do it this way, though, you need to locate his address, lose the cops, and then head to the house. So, being the astute GTA analyzer I am, I decided to time both methods and see which one was quicker. I tried to match both of these as best I could, so for the following him back to the house method, I started the timer as soon as the hacker dude got on his scooter. For the killing him now method, I started the timer as soon as I got off the Mark II to begin searching him. Personally, I think this is pretty fair and an equal comparison. Okay, so after moving these along a little, I do want to point out that for the following him back to the house method, which I always use, I tend to get a little bored sometimes and find new ways of slowing this guy down. As you can see here, I basically parked my Mark II on top of this guy and let him carry me down the road. Slowly, I might add, for several seconds. So yeah, in the end, even though the times are pretty comparable, because I slowed this guy down for, again, several seconds, you're going to spend way more time killing him at the beginning. The main reason for this is you need to get rid of the cops, and you cannot call Lester to remove this. So you're basically waiting around until the wanted level gets removed. So in the end, for the computer virus setup, even though it may seem like it's taking forever, you always want to just follow them back to the house. I do want to point out, though, that there is a slight difference in both once you get back to the house. If you kill them early, there won't be any enemies waiting for you back at the house. Whereas if you just follow them back, there will be. But there's only 3 you need to kill, including the hacker dude, and it's insanely easy and won't take any more time. Alright, so that's it, my friends. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to help out, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Are any of you out there planning on grinding the auto shop this week? If so, do you have any additional tips and tricks of your own that you would like to share? If so, drop a comment below and let everyone know. Until next time, be happy, be well, be safe, be mighty, be the one. Maestro.